For more than 40 years, he was a ghost. He attacked at night, leaving almost no trace. He terrorized California, then vanished. Police chased him for decades. Task forces were formed, leads went cold. Many believed he would never be caught. But in 2018, a single DNA match changed everything. This is the story of the Golden State Killer. The nightmare began in the 1970s, in suburban California neighborhoods. A masked intruder began breaking into homes at night. He stalked his victims for weeks. He studied their routines, knew when husbands were away. At first, police thought the crimes were isolated. But they weren't. The attacker would enter quietly through unlocked windows or sliding doors. He often wore a ski mask, carried a flashlight, and a gun. He tied up his victims. Sometimes he placed dishes on the husband's back, threatening to kill them if he heard them rattle. The media called him the East Area Rapist. Fear spread across communities. Gun sales increased. Neighborhood watches formed, but he kept striking. He committed over 50 assaults. Then suddenly, he stopped, or so they thought. In Southern California, murders began happening. Couples were found dead in their homes, bludgeoned. There were similarities to the earlier crimes, the same method of entry, the same stalking behavior. But investigators in different counties didn't immediately connect the cases. No centralized database, no shared system. The killer moved across jurisdictions. By the time authorities realized the same man was responsible, he had already killed at least 13 people. He became known as the original Night Stalker, and then he disappeared for decades. No arrests, no solid suspects. Only DNA evidence collected from crime scenes, evidence that couldn't be matched to anyone. The case went cold. Years passed, technology advanced, DNA testing became more powerful. In 2018, investigators tried something new. They uploaded crime scene DNA to a public genealogy website, the same kind people use to find distant relatives. The DNA didn't match the killer, but it matched a distant cousin. From there, genealogists built an enormous family tree, branch by branch, generation by generation. Eventually, one name stood out: James DeAngelo, a former police officer living quietly in Sacramento. A grandfather, he had never been on law enforcement's radar. Investigators followed him, collected discarded DNA from his trash. It matched. After more than 40 years, the ghost had a name. In April 2018, police surrounded his home. 72-year-old James DeAngelo was arrested. Neighbors were stunned. He seemed normal. He kept to himself. He was just an old man, but prosecutors revealed the truth. He was responsible for 13 murders, over 50 assaults, more than 100 burglaries. During interrogations, he reportedly whispered to himself, saying, "I did all those things." In 2020, he pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Why did it take 40 years? Because he operated before modern databases. Because police departments didn't share information effectively. Because forensic science wasn't advanced enough. And because he stopped, he blended into society. He raised a family. He lived quietly. For decades, survivors wondered if he would ever be caught. Thanks to genetic genealogy, justice finally came. But the case changed law enforcement forever. It proved that even if decades pass, DNA doesn't forget. For 40 years, he thought he got away with it, but science caught up. And one of the hardest cases in American history was finally solved. For more real crime stories, please follow, like, and share.